Hello, everyone. This is WOLFpak Live. I'm your host, Wendy Fortino, and I am so excited about today's episode. I have two extremely incredible guests, and I'm going to introduce them first, and then we are going to get right into it. So first of all, I would like to introduce Mark Rhino Smith. He is a legendary, I don't even know what to call you. I mean, you are a movie star, you are an actor, you are a trainer to the stars. You've been a London British Gladiator. You have been in multiple movies. I went to look at your resume of movies and I kept scrolling and it was just like insanity. But you do train stars for movies. We're going to talk about all of this, but how are you doing today?
I'm great. Big up, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends to tune in as well. We've got Big Mike Ahern here as well. And we've got so much history together. To cut to the chase a little bit, me and Mike on Gladiators in the 90s. He's still a monster, as you can see. Incredibly inspiring. Can't believe he's still such a beast and so strong. And that's no BS. That's real talk. Let's just keep this real. He's so strong and looks so well. I'm talking about Mike like he's not here. What's up, Mike?
I know. Oh, I don't even need to introduce him. I mean, we do have Mike Ahern here, who needs no introduction. He has maintained his incredible relevancy for decades. I don't even know how he looks younger than most 20-year-olds. We think he's a vampire, but Mike Ahern is a champion bodybuilder as well, American Gladiator. He was the Titan. Mark was Rhino on British's American Gladiators. And Mike Ahern has also been in multiple movies, TV shows. He's made multiple cameos. He does literally it all. And we're going to dive into all that too. But how are you doing today, Mike?
I'm good. And I think the best way to describe Mark would be a Renaissance man. I think a Renaissance man. This man can do pretty much everything there is and does it. And not just can do it, but does it. That's what I think. That's a good title for my gladiator brother.
My gladiator brother, boy. Hey, big shout out to all of England and worldwide, globally. America, I know you're locked in. It's 12 midday. England, 8 p.m. at night. I hope you're telling your friends. I hope you're locked on. And it's good to see you all, man. Hope all is well.
Awesome. I want to make sure everyone really knows all about you too. So I have a little surprise. Okay, I want to get started off on a really good foot, and I want people to kind of get to know you both a little bit more as we get started. So first of all, I put together a little something about Mark, just so people can get a little taste of him and what he's been up to over the years.
24 years old.
24, you were 24?
Sensational stats posted by both gladiators. Rhino first, and who can argue with those figures? By my reckoning, Cobra is 11 centimeters taller, but 16 kilos lighter. And the strain already showing on Cobra's face. Clearly doesn't fancy his chances in the whiplash ring tonight.
3, 2, 1.
10 points for the winner, and no surprise that the Rhino is the superior drag artist. Cobra wondering what happened.
Drag artist.
Well done, Rhino. I think you've made your mind up to win that one.
Well, yeah, I needed the points, and that game favours me. There's other games that favour Cobra. He's very agile, and watch out for him, because he is a dark horse.
And hut. All right.
Everybody sit. There's me.
I've got 3 items on the docket. First, we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Francine. Happy birthday. Number 2, there are some new recruits with us I should introduce, but I'm not going to because I don't care. Finally, we have 14 missing mammal cases, all predators from a giant polar bear to a teensy little otter. And City Hall is right up my tail to find them. This is priority number 1.
Who's your family?
You know, remember Jerry J?
Mel and me.
So you, Jerry, just like a brother. And now you work for King Fox. Saying about this, don't it? Boy, fuck off.
But boxing alone wasn't going to have him pack on the sheer amount of size that he needed for his role in Creed 3. And that's where his second coach, Mark Rhino Smith, came in. Mark is a bodybuilder, celebrity trainer, and actor. And it was his job to guide Jonathan through the bodybuilding program that would lead to his insane body transformation.
What a physique.
All right. I know. All right, we're going to talk about all that, but now I have a little surprise for Mike.
Oh boy.
Let's see. We have to find it because
Brad. You don't know who Brad Vanderhorn is?
I have your posters on my wall. I one day hope to build a physique as magnificent as yours. Please call or write me back. Your #1 fan.
You ain't mad at it's Brad.
over 400 covers. All right. Woo! So this is what we're dealing with here. And I want to talk about YouTube before we get started on the movie. This brings back some memories, right?
Big time.
So,
got a surprise for you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I had so much fun. Oh, yeah.
My wife.
Just bring him in there.
Right. I didn't even know Mike was going to bring that. That's amazing. Michael Hearn and Rhino, boy.
Wait a minute, yes. Mark. Hang on, Mark. Tell us where you got yours from.
My wife just came back from London with my 14-year-old son, and they brought this back. It was in London, and we dug out some pictures and old memorabilia from Gladiators. And Gladiators changed my life, man. So I'll always be indebted to Gladiators. It's doing very well, actually, in England at the moment on BBC, and I think they're going to launch it here. So Mike, get ready. I'm sure they're gonna call you.
Yeah, they're already working on it, and they casted. So I think they got some good kids. I wish there was some other guys that I know that I wish got it, because there's a nice vintage feel to these other guys, old school athletics, the size, the speed, the strength, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's Amazon, which is great. You know, it's financing big time. So, yeah, American Gladiators coming back here too. And I know this UK, I got my boys on there too. It's cool that it's a lot of the guys, you know, we know from the health and fitness world, or the guys that are strong men and so on and so forth. But it's just cool to have our brothers in arms and women kicking ass again.
Yeah, yeah. So are either of you two in a position to do that again, or?
They're not bringing me back in that contents. We're in talks to come back as like the coach and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But just like Mark, we're doing a lot of other stuff as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I done a lot of promotion for UK Gladiators on BBC and the press in London to find the Gladiators, and they've got a crazy, fit, strong, fast team. All the Gladiators are great, female and male, and the show's killing it, man. They're really happy with how it's been received.
I love that they used you to do that, to promote it. You know what I mean? It's like you're such a big thing to that. And so to bring you in, it's good on their production side. You know, you never know the production. And so it's cool that I like that they brought you back, because I saw those commercials and you out there doing it. And you're always great on TV. You're good TV, as we say. You're good TV. So it's great. The cartoon that you were doing, or they call it animation?
Zootopia.
What was it called?
Zootopia. They call it Zootropolis in England. Zootopia here. It's for Walt
You're taking
Disney.
notes.
I am. I'm taking notes because I want to watch it with my son. I want to see that.
Everyone's gonna love it. Titan will love it, man.
Yeah, I want to support, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this. It's and this is who he is. He's not just a guy out there trying to win and do all that. He also gives props, and it's just cool to have that old school mentality like you have, Mark. That it's not, and you saw it on the Gladiators. You see how he won, and then he put his teammate, the other guy, over and going, "Hey, I got him on this one, but there's other ones that possibly he could do." And that's who the person is right there, and why he's still relevant today is because he's a hard worker, but he's also just a good human.
I appreciate you, man. And that's why you and I have vibed from day one. And I feel like I've known you all my life. Obviously, you came to England and we've done Battle of the Gladiators globally. But then I didn't see you or meet you until Magnificent Dreams, which is what, 30 years later. Look, and then we go to Gold's Gym, the mecca of bodybuilding, where I used to read about bodybuilders of the old school that were incredibly inspiring to me and my best friends, Louis Durkin, James Austin, Louis Palmer, and we started training when we were like 16 years old. And you radiate the same positive energy. And to be honest with you, people, I just think life's hard enough as it is, and I try to just be cool and loving of everyone, man, despite color, creed, background. I really don't care. I'm a big believer in like karma, to put out positive energy and you receive it.
Well, it's working because you do. It's an amazing thing. And you're right. Got to do battle back in the day, but coming back to set and being able to be there with you and staying in touch since then, it's like brotherhood. I mean, we both did battle, so it's like it's that built-in brotherhood and respect.
Thank you. I'm going to Venmo you after this. I promise.
I feel like I'm bringing you guys together for this awesome reunion. This is so cool. There was a magic between the three of you, and this is why I instantly saw it, and I instantly wanted to get a hold of you both, because so Mark, you weren't actually in the film at all, right? I don't remember.
No, just a little scene they asked me to fill in for the day when Jonathan Majors goes into the gym and he sees three people training and he's about to do his monster workout. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it. And it's just as a bodybuilder whilst doing an exercise bench press, and I'm encouraging my partner. And then Jonathan comes in.
Maybe not in it, right? The clip, yes, but it's such a big part of the movie because, listen, it's like you put this kid in great shape to portray this thing. It's like I'm in the movie, but the part of me in the movie isn't relevant to the size that you did for this project because of the fact of bringing this kid in such incredible shape. And he's an actor.
Yeah, people ask. I met Jonathan on The Harder They Fall. James Samuel, Seal's brother, is the director. And we met in New Mexico. Was out there that was March 2020 for Netflix. Then we got sent home because of a thing called COVID. Then we came back, I think, later on in the year in the fall, say August, September, November. And it came apparent then how invested Jonathan Majors is. You got Idris Elba, he's in it as well. There's loads of people.
Michael Beach.
Loads of people. And then Jonathan, I get a phone call, I think 3 years ago at Christmas. Jonathan's working on Loki. And he said, would you be interested in getting me in shape for a bodybuilding role, a guy who wants to compete, to idolize Mike? And he's a incredible physique, and I want to emulate that physique. And being honest with you, I was thinking to myself, man, that was like my previous life. Can I really go there? Because for me, bodybuilding and training still is like therapy. I feel great to unleash that aggression, the tension, and I just love working out. Doesn't matter what it is: tennis, boxing, running, bodybuilding. But obviously, bodybuilding was my first love. So I said, okay, why don't you come to the gym? Why don't we try a few workouts and see how it goes? Honestly, from the first workout, I thought, sorry to swear, but I thought, fucking hell, this guy's got the rage, boy. Like you can see the madness, the fire, the desire, the passion, the heart. Not only was he 100% invested in the role, but like, wow, this guy's serious. I mean, I've trained just some monsters in England, strong, great physiques, Muscle Works, big up, Genesis, loads of gyms. And this guy can mix it with the best. I'm telling you, he's got a great physique, great genetics, great work ethic. Yeah, can't knock him at all. Incredible.
Yeah. Do you want to see what he said about his training?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what he said.
Here it is. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm 202 pounds.
Yeah.
I oscillate between 197 to 200. That's kind of where I was. That's where I was at, right? In order to sustain that and to grow that, right, you have to eat as much protein that you weigh. So
You're eating 6,000 calories a day like him.
So I ate 6,100 calories a day. Then you work out 2 times a day, right? Different body groups. Then you want to rest. You want to sleep. However, I'm playing Killian Maddox. And playing Killian Maddox, we don't. Can you say the F word here?
Yes.
You don't fuck around, right? You shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm dropping them. You don't fuck around, right? So what ended up happening is I would train 2 times a day for the movie, and the third time, usually after wrap, after I've had my little workshop, driving home with my boy Bynum to the gym, right, for a third session. Meanwhile, you eat 6 times a day. In a nutshell, lots of chicken, lots of elk.
Yep.
That's just for me. I like it. And you get to eat carbs. It's like you don't get to eat carbs. It's not bad carbs, but rice. Rice cakes are dessert for me. So that's the carb you get. So
yeah, in a nutshell, he's kind of right. Everyone listening to this and watching this, and Michael second this, is that you have to kind of find out what works for your body. Me and Mike have been doing this so long.
Yeah.
You think, oh wow, Mike's got amazing abs and Rhino's got amazing abs, but we've been doing this a long time, you know, and we know what works for us, and we know how to get people in shape at different weights. So whether you're a female and you just want to get from 140 to 120 pounds, or whether you want to beef up and be a monster and get to 260 pounds from 195 to 230, whatever it is, first and foremost, it's your diet. Abs are made in the kitchen, and yes, you can train like a beast, but if you're just going to go and have a liter of ice cream and a chocolate cake after, it's not really going to cut it. And I've done that back in the day as well. So I've been up to 284 pounds. England, you know, that's 20 stone 4 pounds. Mike's still at that weight now, so he's still a proper monster.
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, Mike, I want to talk to you really fast, because here's the thing. We talk about I was going to say Killian Mattis. We talk about Jonathan Majors. We talk about his preparation with Mark. You obviously look good all the time, but let's not shortchange what you had to put into the movie to get to the shape that you were in. I mean, you had to get up there and you had to pose. You had to be this. You basically had to be Mr. Olympia in this movie and look the part. And that is no short order. So tell us what your preparation was like.
I'd like to say it was like Jonathan's, but you know, I lived that lifestyle. Always have, you know. So
yeah.
And it's the only reason we're still here today doing what we're doing and look the way we do. 280. And when they called me for the project and told me about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm in for this. And I know I had to get in better shape. So I just did I have a great program, like a 30-day blitz, this program called 30-day blitz, and it's just hardcore and it's in there. And so I just did my 30-day blitz, and I was ready for production and filming and to maintain that and provide that Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe physique on the big screen, which was a blast to do. Yeah. But I want to jump back because the mindset that Jonathan has, and like with Rhino, when he trained him, you do see that.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing about Jonathan and seeing that so much behind the eyes. But for somebody to go, rice cake is a dessert, you're crazy like us, right?
Yeah.
When you go to a rice cake is dessert to you guys? Yeah, it really is. It's such a mild thing, and it's such a big thing for us. But for the person out there that eats whatever they want, they have no comprehension of that life. And so I love that Jonathan said that, because he's one of us.
Yeah.
He's so one of us.
Yeah.
He fully embodied the life of a bodybuilder, didn't he? That's
Yeah.
why we bonded with him so much.
Yeah.
He's a warrior. I think more than anything else. We saw him train. We saw him do that. And you and I have done this. We've been in the rings. We've, you do the boxing. I was done the judo. It's like, this is who we are. And it's funny, people don't comprehend that Jonathan's an actor. Well, first and foremost, he was an athlete, and he skipped the genetics. You don't know what your genetics are, when you start, but he put the work in and he changed it, and he had a good team around him. He's a true gladiator himself.
It seems like we're going on a lot about Jonathan, but why me and Mike keep saying it is because his like genetic attachment, and once again his work ethic, the training is really unprecedented, man.
Let me ask you this, Mark.
Yeah.
How many guys since the early 90s, or before that, actually, because I was 92, we started before that. I was in the magazines by 1987.
Yeah.
So how many guys do we know with genetic gifts that never became anything, that never got past the early 90s, that never made it? And we've seen it in the 90s, 2000s, and so on. And it's like, you could be genetically gifted with everything. If you don't have the heart and soul, it don't matter. I know guys that don't have the genetics that did better with guys that had genetics.
Yes.
Because the one guy was a lunchbox mentality.
Yeah.
I'll show up every day and put in the work. And maybe I'm not gifted, that guy, compared to the guy that has the gifts that goes, I'm pretty good. I can coast. I can coast through life and still be great. And it's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Totally agree. But bodybuilding taught me a lot in terms of everyone's got their own journey and adversity and struggles, pain that they've had to endure or overcome in their young life. My mom and dad split up probably when I was 3. My mom suffered from depression, and I grew up with my granddad, hardcore Jamaican, wasn't there in the morning. I used to just have like 9 bars of milk chocolate. I used to leave £1 on the table. I think a dairy milk chocolate was 9p. So I used to get 9 bars, 81p. I had 19p change.
Wow.
And so I used to have 9 bars. It kind of made sense now, because by 11 a.m. at school, I used to be a bit like this.
Wow.
The sugar would be dropping. Shout out to Eddie Abu as well. I know you're making massive moves and telling everyone about real food. Please check him out. Very good.
I did check him out.
Yeah, amazing. We used to compete against each other in the 90s. He was a pro bodybuilder. So, bodybuilding taught me for the first time in my life that you only get out of it what you put into it. So I used to always think of 3 things. Am I getting enough rest? Am I training hard enough? And am I getting enough nutrition? So it was the first time in my life where I could focus on these 3 things. It taught me a lot. And Jonathan ticked those boxes. Everyone knows he's an incredible actor, and he puts his mind and is fully invested. But to see someone diet like that every day and be happy and be smiling, and rice cakes as a dessert, as Mike just said, incredible. What do you think?
I have to say, behind the scenes for me, I was one of the background bodybuilders in the movie. I have like this little moment, okay? But when I showed up the day that we filmed for the bodybuilding scene, it was, Brian Ansley, Mr. Classic Physique Olympia, Danny Hester, Classic Physique Olympia champion, Brandon Hendrickson, men's physique champion. We had a few others who are super legit top national level bodybuilders. These are not, casting call type people. And it was a good thing because when Jonathan Majors showed up for that day to film, he did his homework. And if anybody else had shown up to do that, if it wasn't the top bodybuilders in the world that showed up for that scene, that I don't even know if the movie would have made sense. Like he was so on point that it was necessary for bodybuilders like that to show up to make that scene happen. And for him to have convincingly taken 6th place in that show that he was filming in, it was he looked legit. I mean, he did his homework. You trained him well. But that kind of is a good segue for me to ask both of you guys something.
Well, I had him placing higher than 6, just so you know.
I know.
Yes, because that scene, you laid it out well. And when people watch this, think about that. Think about this actor who had a period of time to train for this, who was up there with the first ever classic bodybuilding Mr. Olympia, Danny Hester. Yeah. Breon, who's an absolute phenomenon, Mr. Olympia. And the other, it's like, wait a minute. It didn't look out of place.
No.
It didn't look like, okay, there's the actor, here's the bot. No, it looked like, wow, these guys have some great physiques.
Yep.
And this is good. And I think that you're right. It really also just makes me excited. And I got tingles because it sets Jonathan up for a future. Cause I want to see that guy on screen in so many different facets. Yeah. And I want to get back to that 80s and 90s superhero, action star. And that's to me, him. So
he could do it all.
Definitely.
I want to ask you both something because I'm not going to say that I was necessarily blindsided, but I want to know if either of you maybe were a little caught off guard. When I watched the movie, okay, I was not sure how much bodybuilding was going to play a role in the actual plot of the movie. And I was a little bit surprised. It seemed like bodybuilding was more of the function of the, Killian Mattis's mental disorder, right? Bodybuilding was what he used. And to your point, Mark, you were talking about people, choosing bodybuilding in order to get through hard times and find that light or that something that they feel like they can win at, right? And now here's this guy with this mental disorder who didn't have much to look forward to, and he found his light in bodybuilding. I was a little caught off guard by that because the movie wasn't about bodybuilding at all. So I want to know if either of you knew what exactly it was going to be about, especially you as the star of the movie, Mike. So Mike, we'll start with you because I want to know your thoughts. I've been dying to know.
Yeah, there's a couple folds to that. He was a man, he was somewhat of a child still in that warrior's body. And the persona he took was to protect what happened to him when he was younger. And I think that was a beautiful story. It makes sense to me as you watch. If you understand the concept of the whole movie, and when you go see it, you'll get it by the end. So I love that he had that protection, and that was somewhat of the mental battle, right? And that's what bodybuilding does for us. It lets us, or at least for me, has allowed me to listen to the voice in my head on the things that I need to do or I need to battle against. So I thought that was great. Now, there is one thing, and I know you said the bodybuilding was like the backdrop. It's like Rocky or wrestling. Mickey Rourke's the wrestler. It takes place in that world, right? And bodybuilding was a big part of this. The one thing I did love about that bodybuilding was part of this is it, by the end of the movie, portrayed bodybuilding how I lived my career in bodybuilding. And as I won the universes 4 times, it was definitely something that I came back to with the end of the movie. And everybody, I'm not going to give it away, but the end of the movie was how I approached it my whole career. And I was lucky enough to be around Joe Weider by 19, 20 years old, who I got, as my mentor. So I really didn't get sucked in and down the wrong path that bodybuilding could lead you down. So I do love the aspect that it did talk about this. And if somebody can go watch the movie that's in the health and fitness world, and by the end of the movie go, oh, that's a great approach to bodybuilding. That's the way to do it. And again, I can't give any more than that away without giving the movie away.
You're talking about the very end, not like the end kind of end, like the
the
very
last 2 minutes. The last
like
2 minutes.
that you don't want to talk about, but the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
is.
we don't want to spoil it.
It is. It is a ride of a movie. Bodybuilding is part of it, but take away, it's life. It's the battle. We're all fighting demons, and I think when I saw it, there was never a. And I waited to see the movie with the whole crew, and so when I did see the whole project together, it made so much sense to me, and I loved it. And I think it's a great movie. And if you can go in,
off guard at all?
no, it didn't. It didn't catch me off guard, and it actually made me happy, really happy on the approach. And I'm blown away that there are people out there that are saying, "Well, it's not. It paints it in a bad light." And I'm like, "What world do you live in?" Not many sports are really that great for the majority. Yeah. And bodybuilding is a harsh reality. We pick something that is 24/7 days a week, and it's very harsh. And it is removing yourself from a lot of majority of society because you can't party Friday, Saturday nights. And I don't understand why bodybuilders would go, "Oh, I painted in a bad light." Listen, there's drugs in bodybuilding. There's a harshness in bodybuilding. There's a strict routine that you're going to have to give up a lot of majority of life. Don't sugarcoat that. Don't go, no, it's a great thing to do. It's like, grow up. Seriously, grow up. We pick something, the hardest thing to do. We picked it.
Yeah.
And it is tough. And you can go either way with it. Like any sport, you can go down the wrong road. And this kid came out the right side of it. And that's what you should look at. And for the people that were in the show or movie, those guys come out the right side. Not everybody makes it out the right side. I've been in this too long and lost too many of my training partners to the ugly side of bodybuilding. But at no point did I say, I don't want to do this. And it makes me ask Mark a question, because this is how I approached gladiators. There was only 5 of us guys.
Yeah.
5 of us. So, if I get injured, I'm off the show. Am I going to be pissed at the world because I'm off the show? I'm choosing something that there's 5 of us out of 7 billion people. It's like, no, I'm not going to be upset about that. I understand what I'm asking of myself, and I'm willing to go into this fight and take it. And I think that's the cool thing about bodybuilding. It's the harshest thing there is. And if you can make it through the battle, it helps you make everything else. But I'm also a wrestler. So I understand that life, is harsh and there's realities of it. And I'm cool with the other stuff to that. So
no, it makes sense. You're like saying basically why blame bodybuilding for what he was going through? He actually used bodybuilding to help him get through something that he was going through.
I'm sorry.
Right?
I had to say real wrestling because I got Billy Gunn here saying I'm not a wrestler. I'm just saying I don't go out with the script and everything, Billy. I do the real stuff. Come say hi to everybody. I got Hall of Fame Billy Gunn, ass man here in the house.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
the legend himself.
Yo. Billy, we got to have you on here.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. All right, you're next.
I agree with everything that Mike said. I second that. It's I feel that we can all relate in some way to Killian Maddox in terms of what he's got going on internally. And as I said, it's huge therapy for me, and it is probably for you as well. Everyone listening, watching this, meaning like your exercise, it's a release, the way you release endorphins, the way it sets you up for the day. There's no such thing really as a bad workout unless you get, terribly injured, and I hope you never do, but you're always going to feel better that you've overcome that task. And even things that you fear, whether it's intimidating and scary, when you say like, fuck it, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna try. The feeling of accomplishment when you come through that, It's scary at first. Of course it is. Loads of things are in life. But when you come through it, the feeling of accomplishment and how it makes you feel is second to none, man. So that's why you should always test yourself, because in the big scheme of things, we're not in existence here long. So not to get too deep on you, but we're not here for long. And in 3 generations' time, your grandkids, they won't know who we are. So while you're here, pursue your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Just give it a shot, man. Because if you fail, it's okay, but at least you tried. Better to try and fail than never to try at all, you know?
Oh my gosh. You're giving me chills.
Yeah. I mean, it gives me chills, man. I mean, people watching this on Facebook now at home know my story. I never knew I was going to be on Gladiators. I've done scaffolding when I was 15 years old, left school. I work in the doors. Bodybuilding kind of saved me and just gave me the idea of preparation. Everything is preparation, isn't it? If you don't prepare to fail. It just taught me a lot, man. So yeah, just going back to everyone listening to this, just, you know what, try your best, man, and just go get it, man. Just try. Be happy. Spread love.
I agree, man. I agree. And my point was that it's life's not you can work your ass off.
Yeah.
You can work really, really hard and you could have good genetics and you can do all your very best and you still might not win.
Yep.
You know, and that's life. That's the reality of it. And so when people start going, I need a safe place and I want to see this movie highlight bodybuilding and all that, I'm like, I don't even understand that kind of human. Life is tough and you get into it and you battle. It's like we said, in the stage video of the movie is 3 Mr. Olympias. It's like, okay, but there's a lot of second and thirds and 10ths and 15ths that didn't get that project.
Yeah.
And are they still fighting it and are still doing it? And they are. They're still in the battle and they're still pushing it. So yeah, I love the grittiness. I love the grittiness of the movie. I love that it took us to a dark spot because I've had too many, like I said, actually just close friend training partners that have gone down the side and lost it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the end of the movie, when you realize that this is about you and solely you, and do your best and stay in it is what I think me and Mark go back to. And then knowing Mark did scaffolding, is that you actually went up in the buildings and all that helped you set up for Gladiators? All the games that we did up high. Holy cow, you got set up before we even did this.
I knew when it wasn't for me, it was December. So I'm probably like 16 years old and it was cold, man, in London. And my hands are my testicles, and I'm thinking, oh my God.
Those things are up inside you at that point.
Wendy, I got the older guys going to me, oi, Mark, come over here, come over. And they're just touching the poles, bare hands, no gloves. And I'm like this. And that's when I knew this is not for me, boy.
This is not for me.
I worked in a sports shop after that.
Oh my God. You're like, this is it. I'm done. This is it. Oh my gosh. Well, that was a nice.
Go and watch. Please go and watch Magazine Dreams, man. It is different to what you probably expect, everyone.
I think so.
It's a phenomenal acting, man.
Yeah.
The actors, they put so much work into it, man.
I want to ask, what shocked you about the movie? Because you're feeling like it wasn't a big part of it, or was. What is your take?
My take? I felt like I guess I wasn't sure what part the bodybuilding was going to play in the movie, but I thought it was going to be a movie about bodybuilding. I don't know, because I didn't know totally the plot. But I remember the day that we were shooting, I remember watching Jonathan storm into the bathroom, and the way that he looked in the mirror and the way that he was so intense in that scene, something told me that this was going to be a very intense movie. And his character seemed a little crazy. Like he had a almost maniacal smile on his face. He had an energy about him that I just could tell that I still didn't know, though, exactly what the movie was going to be about. And then when I started hearing people from the Sundance Festival talk about that it was dark, nobody was really giving good reviews. So I felt like, okay, it's a dark movie. bodybuilding seems like it's kind of an elusive part of the movie. But when I watched it, first of all, it gave me nightmares. But it had a lot of layers to it that I continue to think about long after the movie was over. Like, for example, I was thinking about the fact that we all are going through some shit, right? Yeah. And this guy who has this mental disorder, it was just like all of us. He was trying to find something to everyone's going to land on their feet somehow. I mean, I don't care who you are, but if you're looking for the light, you're going to land on your feet. He was awkward. He couldn't really communicate with the outside world, almost like this like alien like figure in space and time. And the bodybuilding world was his sanctuary and his space. And that's kind of like a lot of us in bodybuilding. You know, a lot of us kind of go into this sport feeling like we're aliens. I know I did. I felt always like nobody was like me. I'm this alien. I can't really find a group of people that I feel like I'm the same as. So what do I do? And then I found this world of bodybuilding. So in a way, we kind of had a lot in common. Okay, I have something in common with this guy. This is kind of weird. I have something in common with this guy. It's a little crazy. But that's what, to your point, we all have a piece of Killian Mattis in us, right? We all are a little bit different and awkward and trying to find our way. It wasn't about bodybuilding though. It was about trying to find yourself in this character, like finding how are you like this person who's trying to navigate through space and time awkwardly with this one outlet that he's found almost as a function of his outlet to getting through this weird disordered thing that he has going on. And yeah, I mean, it was dark. So that's kind of how it caught me off guard. I didn't leave feeling like it was a bodybuilding movie at all.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a timeless movie. I think it will come back around again, and people will watch this in 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, and think, "Wow! I mean, this character, this movie, yeah, it's a great movie, man. Watch it for what it is. You know, it's not pumping iron. You're right, which was a great movie for bodybuilding. Yes,
right.
Fun, and Arnold smashed it.
Do you guys think that was one thing? Is like there's a movie coming out, and it's portrayed in a bodybuilding lifestyle, and everybody got excited, like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome! This is going to be, you know, not pumping iron so much as just something to highlight bodybuilding." Is that maybe why a lot of people went into it and come out like, that's not what because I went into it like, I don't know, maybe because I'm just in the industry of both Hollywood and bodybuilding, that I went into it going, let me see this guy's journey. Because I came out like, they used bodybuilding in a great term, like Rocky used boxing, or Mickey Rourke used wrestling. I thought it was a nice change. So,
hey, not to bubble up Mike came over to me when he was doing on the stage. I thought, wow, Mike still looks amazing, man. And Mike came up to me and pulled me aside, and he said, wow, Jonathan looks great, man. He said, you did a great job, honestly. And I said, thanks, man. I said, but you know what, I can't take full applause for it, man, because the guy trains like a monster. And he went, I can see that. It made me laugh. Mike's great, man.
Jonathan versus Mike.
Something that every fitness person right now can relate to and understand is that it is hard to get ready for a show. Yeah. It's hard. That's why majority of people do not bodybuild or get ready for a fitness show. And so the dedication to have to get ready for a show, I loved, because he was so intent on it, and he did his workouts, and he did everything like he's talked about. But at the same time, he had 12 to 15 hour days on set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I just respect you.
Because
I respect anybody that competes. I'm props.
Yeah.
I know that you're dedicated. You do this stuff. You go home, you do this, and there's so many things you're missing out on, but this means more to you. Now this guy is he's like The Rock or Kevin Hart. It's like up at 3 to bed at 12, back up at 3, and to do it again and do it again and stay in that shape through the whole project. I hope this guy gets everything he wants in the world, because he's a great human too. And that's something, if anybody's going to go see this, he's a good cat. He's a very kind human.
Yes. You know, the other thing about, and it's funny to say this, when I first met Jonathan, he walks shoulders back, head up, looking straight, tall and proud. And this, so, you know, as we get older, people walk like this, like, you know.
Yes.
Where honestly, if you walk like tall and proud and be full of yourself, you know, he definitely exudes that. And I like that and respect that about Jonathan, man. It's good. He's good. Yeah, great energy. You're right.
You know, yeah, that actually it is a really good thing to point out, because I don't think people really understand how powerful good posture can be. It says a lot about a person, and in bodybuilding, we really recognize this stuff, because really you can have the best physique in the world, but if you're not posing and presenting it the best, that could, with confidence, you know, with power, with the right, I mean, that can literally make or break someone on stage. So we particularly pay attention to that. And even if somebody's not a bodybuilder, having confidence and having good posture sends a message to you. This guy's not messing around. He is confident. He's ready to go. He's going to do the work.
Yeah. And you notice that with a lot of those top actors, you know, the confidence they have is it's infectious, man. It's good. I remember there's one scene. It could be like midnight sometimes. Me and Jonathan were in the gym, music pumping. It's just us in the gym.
Really?
We're going through the posing routine, and a couple of times he's like, "Sure, going through the routine, doing the posing."
Oh no! Oh no!
No. I said, Jonathan, you got to show them, man. Be proud. Do you know what I mean? Like, hit it. And he got it so quick, Mike. There was no like side chest, you know. It wasn't like, I said, like Lee Haney. You remember when he used to do the bicep?
Yeah.
Oh,
Suck it, pull it up, boom.
And yeah, he got it, man. He got it really quick.
See, Mike, you're right. That was a huge part of the movie. If he didn't have that confidence in those poses, that was what made those scenes come together. Was the power and the rigor that he put into those poses.
Yeah. I got
there's so much more, right? There's so much more. You just watching a movie. I get that. I get that for the fan that's just watching it. But how much this guy put into do this and to be able to make this, there's not many humans walking around that can actually just do it. And so I went over to Mark after we were shooting, and it was like, I think 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're downtown LA, great location and filming. And we're getting these stage shots of me and Jonathan. But we're watching, I'm sitting back there and watching Jonathan. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm watching it. And it's cool. I think mostly bodybuilders will get this. Fitness people will get this. You can look at a guy or girl and go, that's a pleasing physique. That looks good. That looks good. And that was what me and my whole team were like, he looks good on stage. Yeah. And this is the actor that's doing this. And when he was on set in character, he had to stay in that place.
Yeah.
And I understood much more after the fact when he and I talked a lot more.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see him, to see how he walks and how he portrayed and how he stayed in character and how he interacted with me. Because one of the scenes that I did with him was, and it was great. But youthful from him, almost naive and youthful. And then I found out later when he talked about the project and his character, he was saying that this man, this warrior that's going through this process was always the kid that went through the trauma.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the shell around him, this beastie, aggressive, take no, was the protection. And we all have that, right? We go outside and you're going to smile, even though something terrible happen. You're gonna play, and everybody has that protection. I guess they say everybody wears a mask metaphorically, right? And so understanding that was like, I think this is actually a great movie. And so I think the option, I know that I'm hoping to talk to some people that talked about the project, goes, no, it paints it in a bad light, or this movie isn't. And it's like, I think it's brilliant. I love it. And where it ends, I think, is amazing, because I think we all go through this, or his metaphor of what he went through, we all have that. Yeah. We all go through something. Now, I don't think many people have the easiest life in the world. And so to go through that and come out the other end with the love he had for himself and for family I thought it was amazing. But yeah, sorry.
No,
that's great.
No, I think we're all a sucker for a feel-good movie. You know, I think everyone wants to feel like their thing is like this, like egocentric kind of trait that we all kind of have, right? Whatever we are doing, if there's a movie about it, we want it to be a feel-good movie. And so if somebody's whole life is centered around bodybuilding, and you know, they hear that a movie about bodybuilding is coming out, I think naturally want it to be this amazing, positive, feel-good movie, because then all of our friends and family and everyone who knows what we're doing is going to think that this is great. And then when it's a movie like this, but what people need to understand, to your point, is that it wasn't a movie about bodybuilding. It was a movie about this character. And so it wasn't necessarily putting bodybuilding in a bad light. And in fact, if you look at it in the way that bodybuilding was his outlet, it was actually kind of putting bodybuilding in a positive light, if you think of it like that, right?
Yeah. You know, one scene that really tickled me, I don't want to give the movie away, is Killian Maddox is in the diner, and he's
oh god, that one, yeah.
And he says to the kids, "Don't eat that, that'll make you fat." But you have to see the film, see that scene, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's funny.
Yeah, but then what does he do with the Coke?
Yeah.
People
How
should watch
good was that? That was
Go
so. Here's some insight.
Yeah.
And I thought this was beautiful insight. And you nobody was going to hear from this insight. This is from the director.
Ooh.
Because I said, so
Elijah,
this, you know, it was me, Michael J. White, and our girls, and we were with Elijah, and he said, where'd this come from? This idea. And I thought it was an amazing thing, because everybody here is going to be able to see this. The understanding of what he saw and how he created this project was, he said, I had a friend that amazing, beautiful, great body, face, everything. It was a beautiful thing. But it seems as though the inside was completely empty, that bodybuilding emptied him and took everything in his soul from him. So you got this magnificent piece of art, and his soul has been ripped out because of the harsh reality of what bodybuilding or health and fitness can do to you. And I thought that was an amazing thing. Now, again, it's me, so I can appreciate that. And I've seen that. And I've seen that. And I've said this since the 80s, is I've seen the next great Arnold come to Gold's Gym Venice. It has the potential and the look and the physique and the drive. And within a year, it ate him up. It ate him up, and he's done. And I've seen this every year since I got here. You got these people coming in going, this is what's going to do it. Well, it's a tool that you can use to get you somewhere, but the championship and the winning of the title, it ain't going to make you happy, my friend.
And Mike, what do you think does that to an individual with so much potential, like in bodybuilding, when you see them?
Because they're trying to get appeased by 9 judges. They're trying to get appeased by society. They're trying to get all this from outside. I need you 9 judges to say I'm the greatest. I need these people to say that I get the cover. I need this from you. It never comes from outside.
Do you think it's mentally and spiritually like taxing or too draining for an individual who can't handle the pressure, because to go into the gym, whether it's boxing, tennis, marathon runs, whatever it is, soccer player, I mean, to go in, day out, bodybuilding is quite a lonely sport, meaning you have to really concentrate on your diet and you're by yourself. You know, sometimes I used to read the labels in supermarkets. So you diet for 12 weeks and I think, can I eat that? No, Mark, you can't eat that. Can I eat that? No. So you start playing tricks with your inner voice. You you can really eat is bloody broccoli, egg whites, and grilled chicken. And we start really bland back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and I suppose what I'm trying to ask you is, what is the downfall of people who have potential that you think, wow, yeah, great physique, and then what's the biggest thing to make them fall?
Because they wanted fame and money.
Well,
the majority wants fame and money, and then what happens is they don't get that, or it doesn't come quick enough, and it's outside of them. And I think that's why the movie ends so well, is because it finishes within him and not what he's fighting for the whole time. And I think that's reality of life. I think people come to Hollywood and it's like, I'm going to be rich and famous. Yeah, you can want that, but that can't make you happy. The journey, we trained for how many years? Mostly back in the day, we trained for a couple of years before we do one show, and it's like, it's got to come and it's got to be within you. And then it's like, F everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, you get on stage. You guys have been on stage. You get on stage. Let's say you happen to take second or third and you get off stage. Do you really want to be one or two? You wanted the placing, but you don't want to be those people. You still want to be you, right? And I never did anything where I was like, I'd rather be that person. I was like, I'm cool with my physique and how I look and the size I am. And so and so everybody, you guys know this. They go in and go, hey, what are the judges looking for? Forget it. Give them what you want. You freaking lose it and start going. And I had this talk with Victor Martinez the other day. I said, and you get in that hole where you're trying to appease them. And this is a cat that should have won the Olympia, right? And it's beautiful physique in the world. And it's like, you get in that hole and you get blindsided and you got those blinders on and you're just like, this is what matters, the first place. So you have to appease the other. Man, how many have we seen lose it because of that? It's like, pull it back. Pull it back.
I just shout out to Phil Heath, Dorian Yates from Birmingham. Phil Heath, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney. I mean, these are all Flex Wheeler. These are all incredible. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger, incredible physiques and inspired me a lot, man. But you've seen them at Goldstream so much.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing.
But that's the thing with Arnold. Arnold Arnold enjoyed his ride. Arnold has enjoyed his ride, and we were with him yesterday, and he enjoys. Yeah. And the quicker you can get there as a youngster, knowing there's going to be some ugly ass speed bumps and things may not work out.
Yeah.
But enjoy this, Pat boy, because like you said again, it's like we were on the Gladiators in the early 90s, kid. It's like I'm blessed that we're still here and getting to tussle. You know what I mean?
You're not that old. Come on, you guys have been around for a long time, but you're not.
I've lost 28-year-old training partners. We've lost 30-year-olds, and life doesn't work that way. It's the person has a kid at 25 years old, and the father's dead a year later. It's like that's reality of life. That's the ugly reality of life. And so, check yourself a little bit once in a while and just go, dude, I better start enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it's great.
Mike, I have to tell you something, Mike. Here's the thing that I think is so cool about you being the co-star of this movie. Look at you, okay, and Mark, and I don't know, I guess I kind of put myself in this category too, maybe, but honestly, your like transcendent approach to being in this world and still being happy and being not being like lost in the darkness, it's kind of like the opposite of what people think about the movie. Because if you think about it, the people that you're listing out who have kind of got sucked into this world, they got into the bodybuilding for maybe the wrong reasons, right? They're searching for some outcome and some smoke and mirrors that doesn't really exist. But when you go into it and you're embracing the journey like you have taken advantage of every freaking opportunity, all the covers, the gladiators, the movies, the being in touch with your fans and knowing how to really connect with people and take every single part of this ride on the way that you have. Like, that's been the secret for you. And ironically, interestingly enough, for you to have co-starred in this movie where people are kind of falsely thinking that this movie is about like people being sucked into this darkness of bodybuilding. Actually, bodybuilding kind of it can save you if you're taking it on because you're looking for the light. And that was what I think is so interesting. And you two both, right, have kind of transcended the sport in that way. So
yeah, the positivity. I mean, I'd like to second that what you just said, Wendy, because the positivity that Mike pushes on his social media. I mean, Mike has a huge fan base on social media, but it's always positive and it's real. When you see him training, I cannot emphasize enough. He's a beast. I mean, to be that strong, it doesn't come easy. You know, he must be working. Sorry, Mike. Let's talk about you like you're not here again. Be like that. To train and watch your nutrition and your recovery 24/7, year in, year out, is phenomenally hard, man. And that's why people respect him. Big up Mike.
I know. I'm looking for this. I don't know what the heck is going on with your abs, Mike, but it's like it seems like they never.
You can touch them.
Oh my God.
You're my number one fan. You have to see the movie, guys. Come back to that clip.
Kind of creepy, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that. Go on, Mike.
I think, wait, hang on.
The
Sorry.
abs are at the beginning, yeah.
I know.
I did pop the top a little bit there.
So, yeah.
Oh, a glimpse.
You showed him so fast. Okay.
Going over to my OnlyFans account, you can see him there much more. And
you don't have OnlyFans, do you?
No.
The fans want to know. Hey, we got to drop all the information we can here about you.
Yeah.
No, they are pretty insane. Your abs, they do make quite the cameo in the movie.
Thank you. Those are my babies. I call them my babies.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do I now?
Okay, but really fast, Mike. Okay, I know that we've been talking for a long time. I can't believe how long we've been talking. I feel like we could talk for a whole nother hour. But seriously, I genuinely want to know. I mean, you always look like this. Did you have to ramp it up for the movie? Like, seriously?
No, I did. And like I was saying, the 30-day blitz program I put together is a fun one. And I had to find something that, because I believe in an off season. I believe that you should protect your body and minimize the decline the best you can. And something that today's society and in the social media world, these guys are trying to stay peak shape all year long. And it's like, congratulations. The great thing that I realized early is that
they want to be like you.
If you're in a surplus and you're being able to stay like that, that's great. That's what I would like you to do, because then you're protecting your body, you're recovering. Like we know, recovering is number one, especially as you get seasoned or vintage, as we would say. And so the 30-day blitz got me right there. And it was one of those things where I had to come up with something and put together a program to where I could go off season when I have those moments. Because it's, again, this isn't bodybuilding anymore for me. And it hasn't been for decades. It is get ready for a movie. Hey, you got a show. Boom, let's go. But I'll always try to protect the body and feed it when I'm not doing that and trying to stay as healthy as I possibly can.
That body takes a lot of feeding, man.
A lot.
Yeah,
and so we got to take care of it. We got to take care of it as best we can. And I was just with Wendy, I guess a week or two ago, and we were all up there, and I was talking to Victor again about, how does your diet change from the competition years to the retirement years, but you're not really retired. You know, we never retire our bodies and stuff. You just retire from getting up on stage. And it was interesting to talk to him because I love the approach that, and I wish more of these guys would talk about how are they maintaining or minimizing the decline? Because
he looks great too.
You know, that's one of those things. Like this cat's abs, Marky, pop that top anytime, 24/7.
Yeah. Oh, is he gonna show us?
Yeah, he's gonna pop that top. See that? See that?
Yeah. Yeah, those are amazing abs. Yeah.
All right. But I see what Mike's saying. Within like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we can really tighten up and get ready quick.
Yeah. Any big roles you have planned, Mark, coming
Heads
up?
of State is coming out in 2 months. That's with John Cena and Idris Elba. It's my 4th film with Idris. Yeah, and then getting ready for Zootopia 2 for Walt Disney. Other than that, just hustling and grafting, man. All good though. All good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to give you two. I could literally talk to you two forever. And I hope I can bring you two back because we have to have some other conversations. Hopefully you guys have had a good time.
We'll do a road trip. I'll go pick up Mark and Mark pick me up. We'll drive down there and come to WOLFpak Bags in person and sit down in the studio. Maybe order some pizza so he could have some pizza and some sushi and some ice
like
cream.
Cauliflower crust pizza with like spinach and no sauce.
Me and Mike
will definitely do that.
We're gonna go for dinner and bring Jonathan.
That's what we gotta do. We'll go over and tell Jonathan we're gonna go train and then just take him down there and have him have him talk to you guys.
Yeah.
He's somebody that I think is Jonathan's gonna be. I know he's working on 2 projects right now. Right?
Yes.
And one is really cool. I'm excited.
Really
for it.
cool.
It's like a special ops.
Ooh. Is he in local? Is he in this area?
Oh yeah. He's not far from us.
Ooh, okay.
In this area, but he's not filming in this area.
Okay. Because
up in Canada, right? Yeah. So, but we get our workouts in.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. And I need both of you two on our incredible Make Your Mark series because I want to sit down with each of you one-on-one and just, talk about your stories and make it all about you. And Mike, I've been trying to get you in for a long time, but we're going to eventually make it happen. Okay. I know.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm calling you out.
Mona on there. I think one thing is
I want her too.
Is you got to meet her a little bit. It's like those savage women out there that are doing stuff that are
Oh yeah, I want Mona, but I want you to one-on-one.
Man, looks great.
One with Mona and one with you. Okay.
Absolutely. Done deal.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Well,
shout out to Mona. Shout out to Simone, the wives.
She could come in here and pose down on me right now and broke that arm.
The better half.
Yes, without Mona or Simone, none of this would be possible. I know that for a
without
fact.
you, Wendy.
Me. What about me?
I said it wouldn't have happened without you.
It wouldn't have. That's right. I was like, what about me? Yeah. You're right about that. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so happy that I was able to get you two together. I want to have you two have the final word. So, Mike, you first. What would you like to say to all your fans and your followers and everybody who loves you so much? Final words.
Yeah, I guess I want to keep it on the project that me and Mark just worked on is Magazine Dreams, and just say health and fitness is incredible, and it can set anybody and everybody up, and it helps you. And it helps you stay healthy, goal setting. And so take that in when you do go see it. It is I think an incredible ride. And I think regardless of what he goes through, I think we've all gone to that place in the darkness. I know that, there was a moment in my life, it's like there's those moments. And there's another side to those moments, and don't give up on it. Life's a precious, amazing thing. And so, I'll leave it there.
I would like to say, Mike, love you, brother. You're a great inspiration. I've said it over and over again. Please keep doing what you're doing, spreading the good word of health and looking after after yourselves. And everyone listening to this, I used to think it was like a bit selfish when you say to people, no, man, I'm looking after myself, my health, my training. But you know what? You cannot look after your friends or your family, your kids, your wife, whatever. You cannot look after them if you don't look after yourself first. So yes, it might come across selfish, but you have to look after you first before you can look after everyone else. Does that make sense? So
Oh my God.
take it seriously, man. We're only here for a little while. Look after your machine. You're the CEO of your company.
Be a gladiator for life.
I got some great sound bites here, guys. This has been amazing.
This man is a walking sound bite.
I swear,
He can go anywhere. He just keep the camera on him.
Voiceover for life.
Big up, Mike.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you both so much. Don't get anywhere. I want to say bye to you guys on the flip side, but to everyone watching, thank you all so much, and we will see you later. This is going to stay up on our channel so you can watch it anytime.
Wicked. Bye. Big up.